Natalia Kuznetsova is one of the most extreme examples of steroid-enhanced female muscularity ever documented. Born in Chita, Russia, she began lifting at 14 after struggling with low body weight and confidence. Under the guidance of coach Alexei Ivanov, she entered powerlifting, where early physiological assessments showed that her natural hormone levels would limit her ability to add significant muscle mass. To compete at elite levels, she began using oxandrolone, a commonly used anabolic steroid among women for its lower androgenic effects. As her goals increased, her drug protocols expanded to include primobolan, testosterone propionate, and estrogen-blocking medications. These compounds allowed her to dramatically increase nitrogen retention, muscle protein synthesis, and overall strength. Through structured cycles and intense hypertrophy training, she reached an off-season weight of over 220 pounds, with biceps measuring 18.5 inches. Kuznetsova set multiple powerlifting records, including a 530-pound deadlift and a 375-pound bench. Her physique became a global symbol of the extreme possibilities of chemically enhanced bodybuilding. Publicly open about her steroid use, she acknowledges that her transformation could not have happened without pharmacological assistance and remains one of the most controversial athletes in strength sports. Iris Kyle is the most decorated female bodybuilder in history, holding 10 Ms. Olympia titles and 7 MIMS international titles. Born in 1974 in Michigan, she entered bodybuilding after working in a gym and being inspired by pro competitors. Her rapid climb through the amateur ranks suggested strong natural potential, but the level of muscle density and conditioning she displayed on professional stages was consistent with advanced performance-enhancing drug protocols used across the IFBB during the 1990s and 2000s. Kyle was known for her unusually thick lower body, deeply striated deltoids, and unmatched back development, all indicators of long-term anabolic steroid exposure combined with extreme training intensity. Her dominance in the sport paralleled an era where female bodybuilding rewarded increasingly muscular physiques, requiring athletes to use compounds such as testosterone derivatives, trenbolone analogues, growth hormone, and diuretics to achieve stage-ready conditioning. While she never publicly detailed her PED regimen, competitors and coaches widely acknowledged that the level of mass she carried could not be developed naturally. Kyle also faced physical consequences common in the sport, including joint strain and hormone fluctuations. Despite this, she maintained peak performance for over a decade and set a standard that no athlete has matched since. Colette Guimond, born in Montreal, Canada, began lifting at age 26, unusually late for a future elite-level bodybuilder. Despite the delayed start, she rapidly grew into one of the largest female bodybuilders of her era. Her early progress suggested strong genetics, but the significant mass she gained, particularly in her upper body and trapezius muscles, resulted from consistent use of anabolic steroids, including testosterone derivatives, Winstrol, and primobolan. Guimond competed in Canadian bodybuilding circuits, quickly earning recognition for her size and symmetry. Her career took a drastic turn after a severe accident halted her progression toward professional stages. During recovery, she continued training but leaned more into enhancement protocols to maintain her mass while mobility was limited. After leaving competitive bodybuilding, she entered the adult entertainment industry, where her extreme musculature made her a niche figure. Guimond's story illustrates how rapid hypertrophy, late athletic development, and long-term steroid use shape a physique far beyond natural female biological limits. Even after exiting formal competition, she retained much of her size, demonstrating the long-lasting physiological effects of extended anabolic use. Yaxenia Rican Garcia is a Venezuelan-American IFBB pro known for her exceptional longevity and size in women's bodybuilding. Born in 1966, she initially worked as a model and actress before switching to weight training in her late 20s. Her rapid progression into professional bodybuilding aligned with the PED-heavy era of the 1990s and 2000s. Oriken won 5 EMS international titles and the 2005 Miss Olympia, achievements that required extreme levels of muscle density and stage conditioning. These characteristics were consistent with the use of anabolic steroids, GH, and cutting agents that were standard among top competitors of that time. Her physique featured heavily developed deltoids, quadriceps, and lat spread, often compared to male bodybuilding standards. Oriken later transitioned into coaching and evangelism, shifting her focus from competition to mentorship. While she has not publicly detailed her steroid use, the level of hypertrophy, vascularity, and hardness she displayed was unattainable naturally for a female athlete. Her career demonstrates how pharmacological enhancement, disciplined training, and strategic prep cycles defined the peak era of female bodybuilding. Brigitte Brezovac Born in Slovenia in 1979, began lifting at age 14 in a home gym. She entered amateur competitions throughout the early 2000s, gaining a reputation for her striking muscularity and balanced proportions. Brezovac earned her IFBB Pro card after winning the 2009 World Championships, and from 2010 to 2013, she consistently placed in the top 6 at the Ms. Olympia. The level of hardness and muscular separation she displayed was typical of athletes using a combination of anabolic steroids, testosterone derivatives, and pre-contest diuretics. Her deltoid striations, leg density, and overall dryness suggested strict PED cycling tailored for peak performance. Brezovac retired from competition after 2013, but remained active in fitness and martial arts, achieving a black belt in karate. Her career illustrates how Eastern European athletes often rose through bodybuilding using regimented enhancement protocols and high-volume training. Even post-retirement, her retained musculature highlights the prolonged physiological effects of sustained steroid use, particularly on androgen-sensitive tissues such as the shoulders and back. Renee Campbell, born in the UK, initially trained as a triathlete, focused on endurance rather than size. Her shift into bodybuilding began after attending a women's competition and becoming inspired by the level of strength on display. Campbell quickly transitioned to hypertrophy-focused training, and to reach professional standards, she began structured steroid cycles, including oxandrolone, primobolan, and testosterone blends. She also publicly discussed experiencing bigorexia, a body image condition where the athlete feels perpetually undersized regardless of actual mass. Campbell eventually reached around 190 pounds of lean mass at 5'6", a size impossible for a natural female athlete. Her diet included approximately 1 kilogram of protein per day, combined with high-dose enhancement protocols during contest preparation. Campbell's physique became notable for her 48-inch chest, thick quadriceps, and pronounced upper body development. She experienced health issues from pushing her limits, including hormonal imbalances and immune strain that forced her to withdraw from competitions. Her career demonstrates the psychological and physiological consequences of prolonged steroid exposure in female athletes seeking extreme muscularity. Joanna Thomas, born in Cornwall, England in 1976, entered bodybuilding at age 14 after battling asthma and low body weight. Encouraged by her sister, who was also a competitor, she progressed quickly and earned her IFBB Pro card at just 21, making her the youngest British woman to do so. Her exceptional muscularity for her age indicated early use of anabolic steroids, which were common among female professionals during the 1990s. Thomas competed in multiple Ms. Olympia contests, placing 7th in 2001. Her physique featured densely developed quadriceps, round deltoids, and significant hardness, all indicators of sustained PED cycles. Despite her competitive success, she struggled financially and physically, working in the adult industry to support her lifestyle while managing the long-term effects of steroid exposure. Thomas experienced chronic health issues, including organ stress and hormone dysregulation. She died in 2020 at age 43, with her passing attributed to complications related to prolonged enhancement use and declining health. Her story reveals the harsh intersection of financial hardship, extreme drug-assisted training, and the pressures of professional bodybuilding. Sally McNeil, born in 1960, was a U.S. Marine and competitive bodybuilder in the late 1980s and early 1990s. She and her husband, Ray McNeil, were part of a generation where heavy steroid use was embedded in bodybuilding culture. Both reportedly used high doses of testosterone derivatives, anadrol, and decadurabolin, which contributed to significant muscle mass, but also heightened aggression and emotional instability. Sally won the Armed Forces Physique Championship twice, displaying a physique far beyond natural limits for a female athlete. Her life took a tragic turn on Valentine's Day in 1995 when she shot and killed Ray during a violent argument. The incident occurred amid documented cycles of domestic violence, steroid-induced behavioral changes, and escalating psychological stress. Sally claimed self-defense but was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 19 years to life. Her case became a widely cited example of roid rage, a behavioral outcome linked to extreme anabolic abuse. Sally's story illustrates how unregulated PED use, combined with volatile personal dynamics, can produce catastrophic outcomes beyond the competitive stage. Christy Hawkins, born in 1980 in Texas, combined high academic achievement with elite-level bodybuilding. She earned a PhD in chemical engineering from Caltech while simultaneously preparing for bodybuilding competitions, a rarity in the sport. Hawkins earned her IFBB Pro card in 2007 and competed in the Ms. Olympia, showcasing extreme leg development, deep muscular striations, and significant vascularity, markers consistent with advanced PED use. After retiring from bodybuilding, she switched to powerlifting, where she competed in untested federations. Her lifts surpassed numbers that align with performance levels seen in athletes using anabolic steroids, growth hormone, and strength-enhancing compounds. Hawkins has never publicly detailed her PED regimen, but acknowledged the realities of competing in untested environments. Her scientific background allowed her to structure drug cycles more precisely than many peers, optimizing recovery and minimizing certain side effects. Her career demonstrates how analytical planning, combined with enhancement, can push strength performance to levels unattainable through natural physiology. Alina Popa, born in Romania in 1978, began her athletic journey through track and field before transitioning into bodybuilding as a teenager. After moving to Switzerland and later the United States, she trained under top-level coaches and adopted the PED protocols standard among professional female bodybuilders. Her progression led to a second-place finish at the 2013 Miss Olympia, where she displayed some of the most balanced and dense musculature of her generation. Popa's extreme shoulder caps, back development, and overall conditioning strongly indicated the use of testosterone derivatives, growth hormone, and pre-contest cutting agents. She later transitioned to the Rising Phoenix World Championships, the new top title, for female bodybuilders after Miss Olympia was discontinued. Popa balanced her athletic pursuits with online coaching and fitness entrepreneurship. While she never disclosed specifics about her PED use, fellow competitors have described her as highly disciplined in both training and enhancement protocols. Her physique, characterized by full muscle bellies and minimal subcutaneous water retention, exemplifies the optimized outcomes of structured steroid cycling in female bodybuilding. Debbie Lasevsky, born in Wisconsin in 1969, entered bodybuilding inspired by action films and began competing in the mid-1990s. After earning her IFBB Pro card, she quickly rose to elite status, placing as high as second at the Miss Olympia. Her physique was marked by thick quadriceps, rounded deltoids, and deeply striated glutes, hallmarks of sustained anabolic steroid use combined with high-volume training. Lasevsky reportedly utilized compounds such as oxandrolone, Winstrol, and testosterone blends, alongside diuretics during peak week to achieve exceptional stage dryness. Her conditioning was often cited as among the best in the sport. Despite her success, she eventually retired from professional bodybuilding and became a personal trainer and fitness consultant. Lasevsky also pursued artistic endeavors, including interior design and photography. Her career illustrates how professional female bodybuilding of the 2000s relied heavily on drug-assisted hypertrophy, strict nutrition, and extreme pre-contest protocols. She maintained substantial muscle mass even post-retirement, highlighting the long-term androgenic effects common among athletes with extended PED histories. Yolanda Hughes, born in Tennessee in 1963, began her athletic career in gymnastics and track before turning to bodybuilding in the late 1980s, upon the suggestion of professional wrestler Hillbilly Jim. After moving to Germany and training intensely, she developed a muscular physique characteristic of female bodybuilders who use anabolic steroids, including increased shoulder width, hardened glute development, and deep back musculature. Hughes won the Ms. International title twice and placed as high as second at the Ms. Olympia. The level of conditioning she achieved, particularly her dry musculature and visible separation, was consistent with cycles involving Winstrol, primobolan, and various testosterone derivatives. After retiring in 1999, she transitioned into performance arts, including contortion, pole dancing, and acting, appearing in the film Rollerball. Her story highlights how female bodybuilders of her generation blended high-intensity training with enhancement protocols to remain competitive. Hughes maintained much of her muscular density even decades after retiring, reflecting the lasting effects of androgen exposure on long-term physique development. Lisa Giesbrecht, born in British Columbia, Canada, gained recognition in the 2010s as a top competitor in the IFBB females bodybuilding division. She began competing in 2004 and eventually earned a place on the Olympia stage in 2012 and 2014. Giesbrecht was known for her balanced muscularity, emphasizing full quadriceps development, rounded deltoids, and a dense upper body. These characteristics aligned with the typical PED protocols used by female bodybuilders during this period, including oxandrolone, equipoise, and testosterone microdosing. Her consistent conditioning suggested strategic use of cutting compounds and diuretics. After retiring from competition, Giesbrecht transitioned to coaching, creating training programs focused on strength development and nutrition. Her post-competition physique retained significant mass, indicating long-term hormonal effects from extended anabolic use. Giesbrecht's career demonstrates how modern female bodybuilding blends structured drug-assisted hypertrophy with disciplined nutrition and posing strategy, allowing athletes to reach muscularity levels otherwise inaccessible to natural female physiology. Kim Chizevsky-Nichols, born in Illinois in 1968, is one of the most successful female bodybuilders of the 1990s, winning 4 consecutive Ms. Olympia titles from 1996 to 1999. Her career began in track and field before transitioning to bodybuilding under the guidance of trainer Chad Nichols. Her rapid rise coincided with an era when extreme muscularity was rewarded in women's bodybuilding, requiring structured PED cycles, including testosterone derivatives, anabolic steroids such as Winstrol, and various growth-promoting agents. Chizevsky became known for her dense lower body musculature, broad shoulders, and pronounced vascularity. After retiring from bodybuilding, she transitioned into fitness and figure competitions, demonstrating versatility but also highlighting the difficulty of reversing the physiological changes associated with long-term steroid exposure. She later appeared in film and was inducted into the IFBB Hall of Fame. Chizevsky's legacy represents the height of PED-driven female bodybuilding, where athletes pushed muscular development beyond prior limits. Virginia Sanchez Macias, born in Madrid in 1971, began bodybuilding at 17 and balanced early training with education and public relations. After becoming a mother, she returned to bodybuilding with renewed intensity, eventually earning top placements in European competitions and finishing second at the European Masters. Her physique featured thick quadriceps, broad shoulders, and pronounced muscular hardness, commonly linked to anabolic steroid use. Sanchez also worked as a coach, guiding athletes through diet, hypertrophy training, and competition preparation. Her conditioning in later career appearances, characterized by minimal body fat, increased vascularity, and deep muscle striations, was consistent with cycles involving oxandrolone, primobolan, and stage prep diuretics. Sanchez used her visibility to promote women's strength sports in Spain, highlighting discipline, training methodology, and physical resilience. Her muscular development and longevity in the sport illustrate the typical path of enhanced female athletes who rely on PEDs to achieve the mass and conditioning necessary for professional competition. Andrula Blanchette, born in London in 1966, is a British IFBB pro known for her exceptional arm development and overall muscularity. Initially a judo competitor, she transitioned to bodybuilding in the 1980s and rapidly gained muscle mass. Blanchette won the lightweight Ms. Olympia title in 1996, showcasing a level of hardness and density associated with anabolic steroid use, particularly compounds that enhance deltoid and bicep hypertrophy. Her training regimen emphasized heavy curls, compound lifts, and controlled steroid cycling common among her era's competitors. Blanchette's physique, marked by capped shoulders, vascular arms, and tight conditioning, aligned with PED-driven bodybuilding standards, requiring structured usage of testosterone derivatives and cutting agents. Outside competition, she became known for photography and media work, displaying artistic sensibilities beyond the stage. Blanchette's career highlights how athletes from the UK navigated the PED-heavy global bodybuilding scene of the 1990s, competing against American and European athletes who relied on increasingly advanced enhancement protocols to remain competitive. Valentina Mashina is a modern Russian female bodybuilder known for extreme muscular thickness and conditioning comparable to male competitors. Born in the 1990s, she began training in her teens and rapidly reached elite size through structured anabolic steroid use. Mashina's off-season physique shows unusually thick trapezius muscles, deltoids, and quadriceps, all indicative of compounds such as trenbolone analogues, testosterone propionate, and growth hormone. Her stage appearance features deeply striated glutes and full muscle bellies, achievable only through drug-assisted prep using diuretics, cutting steroids, and estrogen blockers. Mashina competes in IFBB events and represents the modern era of bodybuilding where extreme muscularity is both expected and normalized. Despite debates about the direction of female bodybuilding, Mashina continues to push her limits, demonstrating the physiological outcomes of advanced PED regimens combined with high-intensity hypertrophy training. Her development illustrates how the modern Russian enhancement system, training methods, and accessibility to pharmaceutical compounds contribute to extreme athletic transformations. Andrea Shaw, born in Michigan in 1984, is the dominant force in modern women's bodybuilding and the face of the division's revival. Originally a competitive cheerleader and track athlete, she transitioned to weight training in her late teens. Shaw first competed in figure and physique categories, but her muscular potential quickly exceeded the limits of those divisions. Under the guidance of renowned coach John Simmons, she shifted fully into bodybuilding and adopted the enhancement protocols standard in the modern IFBB era. Her rapid size increase, particularly her deltoids, quadriceps, and back density, aligned with structured use of anabolic steroids such as oxandrolone, primobolan, testosterone derivatives, and GH. Shaw's physique is noted for its combination of mass, symmetry, and extreme conditioning, evidenced by deeply striated glutes, full muscle bellies, and hard, dry separation across all major muscle groups. Since the return of the Ms. Olympia in 2020, Shaw has dominated the sport, winning the title consecutively and establishing herself as the greatest modern-era female bodybuilder. Her training includes high-volume hypertrophy sessions blended with power-focused compound movements, supported by PED cycles tailored for maximum off-season growth and precise stage conditioning. Shaw balances bodybuilding with entrepreneurship, running online coaching and fitness programs. Although she has never disclosed specific PED details, experts widely acknowledge the enhancement standards required for the level of mass she carries. Her physique represents the pinnacle of modern female bodybuilding, a meticulously engineered combination of training science, pharmacology, and elite genetics.